One of the biggest breakthroughs that I ever had in therapy in life with my wonderful therapist was understanding this wealth wound and understanding how it plays out in our relationship with money and our relationship with love and like relationships and being in partnership. And I always, not always, but I often read about how they're very similar, love and money. And you guys know, if you're here with me all the time, we talk about how our true essence is unconditional love and infinite abundance. Those are our true essence, right? And so on the other side of this all, we go home to this unconditional love and this infinite abundance that we truly are. When we come to earth, we go on this journey of forgetting who we are so that we can remember who we are. And so if you look at your relationships, right, we've been talking about this more recently, but you look at your relationships and whether, you're in a relationship, you've been in relationships, you've been in situationships, you've been dating, like we can start to see what we're willing to accept. And so if you're willing to compromise on what you need, or if you found yourself in that situation, even if you're like, no, I'm not doing it anymore. It's so easy to be like, no, I don't ignore red flags anymore. There's no red flags. But so often the mind will be like, no, that's not a red flag, and just shut it down because you see this like golden ticket of something else. You perceive that they're going to love and accept you in the way that you desire. You perceive that they're going to make you feel safe in the way that you desire, because that's what we want. We want to feel safe. We want to feel in our abundance. We want to feel in our unconditional love. We're constantly seeking that as our desire in life. Like at the root of it all, that's what we're desiring, because we're desiring to go home to our truth, because that's the purpose of being here, is remembering our truth. And so we're looking in the wrong places sometimes. We're looking for it through other people. Also, like we can find it through other people. We can find love and acceptance and like all these wonderful abundant experiences and safety, like picturing a divine masculine who's just like so in their divine masculine and making the divine feminine feel so safe in every situation, in their emotions, in their physical, like everything, making them feel safe. That is very possible on earth. We attract these situations not only, but often by being in our truth. And so that becomes the point of attraction for us, is when we are in our truth and we are in alignment with, knowing our worth and knowing that we are the love and abundance that we desire, we start to manifest these things. We stop self-abandoning in relationships because we perceive that they're going to give us what we're seeking because we found it ourselves. You deserve to be in your queen energy, your king energy. You deserve to experience that fully and to know that you never have to settle. Even what's wrong? What is wrong? Why are we crying? I'm here in Ireland with my tent. I don't stay in the tent. I stay in my family and friend's place. My van is fixed, which is so exciting. I'm gonna go to Dublin later in a few days probably, and go see my family there. And then my family, my brother might come here. I don't know, we're gonna figure it out, go travel together, maybe go to Galway. It's very exciting. I'm going to sell the van. I'm gonna get a new van. I'm gonna start a whole new adventure very soon here. But this time, as I look at it, all the things that have been brought to the surface, brought to my awareness, all the things that I know that I have to, in order to fulfill my duty, I guess, but like my reason for going through the things that I went through, have come to the surface. I've been able to sit with a lot in the past 3, almost 4 weeks now, staying at this family friend's house while I've been waiting for the van. And I've been working with my divine team and in communication with them every day. Like, why am I here? Why am I in this situation? And it was one, to heal the ankle. My ankle is doing much better. I'm not going to be running any marathons. I'm not going to be running or even walking too much right now because it's still healing. If you guys have ever had ligament injuries, especially in the ankles and the legs, you really need them to walk, and they're tricky little things to heal, but they can teach you a lot. And so, I've gone deep into this wealth wound. And so many of you, hundreds and hundreds of you guys, have downloaded the free wealth wound guide. So if you want to download that, it's a 7-day journey to heal the wealth wound. It's got EFT, which is like such a powerful tool, affirmations, daily ritual, and journal entries. And I just launched yesterday, I think it was yesterday, Wildly Wealthy. And so I also have my other programs, my 12-week programs, Decondition and Sovereign and Seen for spiritual creators, Deconditions for anybody who wants to like remove the limiting beliefs and decondition the mind so that you can exit the matrix, leave your 9 to 5, travel the world, do whatever the fuck that you want. So you're not in this like trapped, brainwashed state from the system, from the matrix. I have those offers, but I got some emails saying like, hey, I want to be, you know, in my wealthy estate so that I can invest in bigger programs like that. But right now, like, I don't see the bridge. And so it's like the bridge for me has always been like that in-between program. So like a 21-day thing has always been like 21 is my favorite number, is my number in basketball. I love the number 21. And so it just happens to be that a lot of my programs are 21 or 12. And 12 is like the universal number. If you didn't know, my mom made this necklace one time where it was the triangle and there was 12 triangles in one. I wore that for like, I don't know, like 10 years. I still have it somewhere. Maybe I'll bring it back. I also have a few that I could sell. If you guys want to see it, let me know, and maybe I could sell it to a few of you. She has a whole bunch of them. I don't know if she still wants to sell them. She watches these videos, so maybe you still want to sell them. We'll see. And so I digress. 21 days to wildly wealthy. It will be a 21-day journey, really diving deep into the wealth wound, which is really the worthiness wound, so that we can look at like where we've been self-abandoning, where we can fill that gap. Like when I was working on this with my therapist, I was like, okay, how do we okay, I see it. I see where, you know, even though I thought I wasn't self-abandoning, I see where I was and I see where I have been in relationship. And like, how do I, you know, speak to that version of myself? Because what happens is like, we will, and I mentioned this a couple times, but we'll catch it. Like we'll catch it, like, this is exactly where I self-abandon. Like, oh, this person, you know, likes my story or they whatever. And then you're like, oh, like, I'll take him back. Like, it's fine. It's okay. Like that they didn't, you know, feel these things that I truly desire. But that's self-abandoning there. And so in those moments when it's activated, you can say, okay, I see you. But what happens is like in conversation, in hindsight, when you're trying to pinpoint that pattern of the wealth wound, like to catch it, like, because in that moment, it will be so obvious. When you're trying to catch it, when it's not obvious, when it's not activated, the subconscious will hide it. And it'll be like, no, it's not there anymore. Like, you can't find it because it's not there anymore. But then you're like, okay, I guess I'm healed. And you go into a relationship or you're like trying to manifest money and you're like, why isn't it happening? Or why am I with someone that is so much like my ex? Or why have I manifested a boss that is so much like my mom, my dad, my ex-partner? It's because these patterns are going to continue manifesting because the wealth wound, the worthiness wound is so deep in there. And so we work with the subconscious. You have to work with the subconscious in order to, you know, free yourself of these things that are so deep in it, because the subconscious does not want you happy, it wants you safe. And so it's going to keep everything buried deep within the unconscious so that it can stay familiar and not go into the unknown. The unknown is going into a safe relationship. The unknown is becoming wildly wealthy, becoming like this most free version of you where you get to do whatever you want, make money however you want, where you just sit. Like, I share this not to brag, but because I think it's really valuable. Like I woke up to sales of my courses. I went on a drive with my family friend through my farm here, my family farm. We're looking at all the fields. We're looking at the wild horses, not wild, but they're like free roaming. And, you know, I'm sitting there, I look at my phone and I have sales and I'm not doing anything in these moments. I have, you know, this ability to attract wealth because I've seen the way that my value and my lessons and my experiences have been able to be service to others. And it's created this, you know, channel of abundance to allow me to be in my authenticity, to be traveling and doing wild things and living in a tent and living in a van and doing what I want to do, what is authentic to me. So if you want to go on that journey with me, Wildly Wealthy 21-day journey, I invite you. It's linked below. If you haven't done the Wealth Wound Guide and you want to just start there, you can start there. You can join Wildly Wealthy whenever you want, or Decondition, or whichever you want. So, what an incredible, wild journey. It's just, I think now that like this chapter, which has felt like going to other realms this past month, now that it's coming to an end today, I'm like, oh my goodness, okay. So into the world, because you guys know, like I was in Italy for the past year, a little bit over a year, also like in a portal and just kind of in that like farm life. Like I wasn't really leaving so often. I was, saving the horses, working with the horses, working with Ladybug, healing myself, going deeper in myself, creating all these programs, like creating the foundation for every single program that I've launched other than Sovereign and Seen, Wildly Wealthy, and Healed. I launched there. Everything else was launched in Italy on the farm. So I knew that like when I was being guided to stay there, I was like, okay, this is a moment of creating the foundation. And so if you want support in creating the foundation and like figuring out what works for you so that you can go do your life, I also have Sovereign and Seen, which is more for, like I said, for the spiritual creators who want to like create maybe like a YouTube channel or Instagram or TikTok or whatever. Like I have my free webinar on that where I talk about like my experience of working as a creative director and as a producer. And so I worked with all these different influencers who had like up to 12 million or more followers and subscribers. And I was like behind the scenes, writing the scripts, creating the concepts, going to their homes, directing it with my videographer, my photographer, doing the post-production with my editors, like, and then launching it and advising them, going to their brands, their separate brands, and like advising their brands. And then creating my own platform, creating it to a place where I get to, be seen in my sovereignty. And so as I was in this portal, I was like, I really need to create this space. And so that is my only current one-on-one mentorship right now, because I'm not doing one-on-one calls at the moment. But in Sovereign and Seen, you have Voxer with me. So we'll do voice notes because that works with my lifestyle where I have unpredictable Wi-Fi and service and everything. Even though I do have a Starlink, it's in the van, so I will have better service then. So we'll have that option, voice notes, texting, support, 12 weeks. We'll get you Sovereign and Seen with your platform, with your foundation, so that you can fly in your authenticity and stop hiding. Stop thinking about how you want it. Stop seeing other people having it and knowing that you can have it, knowing that you maybe know more. You just have to be one step ahead of other people. And then you can have it yourself. You can support others. This whole progression of ascension is about being of service to others, about learning and teaching. You've learned a lot. It's not like you have to do anything more than what you are right now. Like right now, I know that's cliche, but right now in this moment, you are enough. You are absolutely enough. Everything that you have gone through, you could take in so many different ways. You can package it up and you can give it to the person who is just a step behind you, and you can make a huge difference in their life. And I share this because it's been so moving to me. In the Wealth Wound Guide, there's an option because of my new website thingy, like course platform. It had this option to like leave a note, and I was going through my emails of all the people that signed up for the Wealth Wound Guide, and you guys left these incredible notes of like how these videos or how my programs have made a difference in your life, and like not just like this is inspirational, but like how it actually like made some people like create their dream business or like leave the toxic relationship or leave their job. And that I was laying in bed, I was like in tears. I was like, holy shit, like this, because sometimes the mind doesn't let you look at where you've come, and it's just like looking forward, and I'm like, I gotta create the next thing. And seeing those was so moving because I was like, wow, this is exactly why my soul is here, is to make a difference for whoever, just like for the one person who finds my thing and my videos or whatever and has a life change because of it. So if any of this resonates, you want to go deeper, or if this was enough, I'm so grateful that you're here. I have everything linked below. Thank you guys for being here. I'm hopefully gonna go get my van now, get picked up, go get my van, maybe go spend some time with my family. My dad's here. So crazy. Like our family home is over there, and we've been just sitting in the front yard and just being together, like just being. sitting in the rain. My brother's girlfriend is like someone that I would love to be my sister-in-law. So we were just sitting in the pouring rain yesterday. And I was like, you want to go inside? And she's like, no, we could just sit here. And so we're just like talking, like drenched. And like, it's these moments, like even just today, you can kind of see over there the little hole there from my, what is it called? Chimney. My family friend, who he's been like the farm keep for forever. He's so wonderful. He's who I've been staying with, like the most generous people in the entire world. They've been cooking for me. They've been taking care of me. His wife is a nurse. She's been helping my ankle. She got me this medication, these ice packs. Like, they've been so wonderful to me, like so incredibly generous. And he feels like family. He's always felt like family, just from like what I've known. Like, we don't see him all the time because, you know, this is Ireland and I grew up in the States. But we were just fixing that hole. We were putting some tape on it because it's been leaking when it rains, and I caught myself like in my awareness, like I became my alien self, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool, like being in this human body on earth with this other like really kind human who is just like so far away from his ego, and he's just like present as well, and we're just doing something so simple, like, you know, fixing this hole. And I was just like, this is what it's like. I don't know if it makes sense, but I just found this moment of awareness of like how precious these moments are, like these very simple moments, like fixing the hole in my tent and having support, and like just trying to find like a good little system of like putting the duct tape on the hole, and like sitting in the rain and just like, you know, being ridiculous. Enjoy life. You're meant to enjoy life. You're meant to be free. If you feel called to have a life where you don't have to ask for permission from anyone, from your boss, from anything, to go do what you want, to go sit in the rain for as long as you want, like, you can have it. That timeline is already existing. And if I leave this world with one message, I want it to be that you can have it all because it already exists. It's just a matter of tuning to it and bringing your focus to it and paying so much attention on it so that your reticular activating system just starts noticing all the opportunities that have been like, come here, like walk through the door. I've been waiting for you. It's all available to you. You can have it all. So I'll leave you with that. I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Also, if you have acne, I created a page or a program just for people with acne because that was my first thing that got me on this journey. And so I'll leave you with that. I know this video wasn't about that, but if you have been on an acne journey, you're trying to heal your acne. I had 8 years of my acne journey. It was wild. It was intense. It shattered me apart, and it made me rise into the person that I am today. So I created a program just for that. So if you want to join me there, linked below as well. I will see you guys wherever I see you. Bye.